Just before the end, every truth demands its price. The prosecutor surprises everyone. Even though he wanted to catch the city hunter, at the last moment, he lets him go. There's a calm determination in his eyes, a rare acknowledgement of a man he cannot fully control. President Choi Seon manages to humiliate the police, slipping away with the ease of an experienced manipulator. When the director asks if he saw the city hunter's face, the prosecutor denies it. He continues to protect him. And later, when Yoon Seong asks why he didn't arrest him, he replies, "The law failed to catch the criminals, but City Hunter succeeded." This act reveals the intense struggle between justice and the prosecutor's conscience, a quiet acknowledgement that sometimes the law is not enough. Kim Nana can't stop thinking about Yoon Seong. Every thought swirls back to him, twisting her mind. Just a little longer. He'll come back to me. Meanwhile, Yoon Seong thinks of her, and her alone. Each beat of his heart is a prayer, every breath a promise to return alive. Their love binds them, but the constant threat surrounding them only heightens the tension, the danger looming over their every move. President Choi Seon calls the President of Korea, asking for help to escape. When he refuses, Choi Seon's threat becomes personal. He will reveal the existence of an illegitimate son, a child born to a dancer. The president freezes, unaware he even had a son. Memories of Jin Pyo's words resurface, and surprise and unease paint his face. Confused but determined to uncover the truth, President Choi Young-chan shows Kim Nana his handkerchief, identical to hers, trying to locate Yoon Seong's mother. Every movement reflects concern, anxiety, and a steadfast determination to find his son's truth, while Kim Nana observes carefully, hiding everything she knows. Bound and abandoned, Choi Seon's assistant finally understands the truth. He was never protected, only used. With nothing left to lose, he speaks. He tells Yoon Seong that Choi Seon ordered him to search for a woman, Lee Kyung-hee. Yoon Seong freezes, his heart pounding. His mother, Choi Seon's final hidden weapon. This revelation shakes him, overturning every certainty in his life and plunging him into the dark game of power and danger Choi Seon plays. Searching for the truth behind his mother's past, Yoon Seong finally pieces everything together. The answer leads him to her. He stands before his mother, voice low but steady. "I know the truth," he says. "My father is President Choi Young-chan." Her eyes fill with tears. "Did he abandon us?" Yoon Seong asks. She shakes her head, struggling to speak. "He never knew you existed," she whispers. Yoon Seong's breath catches. "And Jin Pyo?" he asks. She nods. "Yes, he knew." The truth lands heavy, not just who his father is, but who chose to lie, and who chose to steal his life. He confronts Jin Pyo, his body trembling with pain and fury. His eyes, full of anger, lock onto him. His voice breaks, but it's filled with intensity and bitterness. "Why did you lie to me about my father? Why did you destroy my life? Why did you raise me as someone else's son? Why did you distort my entire existence?" Each word carries years of disappointment, abandonment, and rage. The prosecutor charges Jin Pyo with raising a child for revenge. Later, while speaking to his ex-wife, a file with the secret 1983 documents arrives. Before he can react, Choi Seon's men break in, seizing the files. He finds his ex-wife, beaten and bound, rushing her to the hospital. A faint hope glimmers. Perhaps their love could get a second chance. Prosecutor Kim Young-ju tracks the stolen confidential files to an old car scrapyard. Rust, silence, secrets buried in metal. He isn't alone. President Cheon is already there, hidden behind hired thugs, protected by violence. The moment Young-ju steps inside, chaos erupts. Metal bars swing, fists crash into flesh. He fights back, but they overwhelm him. Blow after blow, blood, pain, bones screaming. At the same time, Yoon Seong arrives. The moment he enters, they rush him too, but he moves like a storm. Kicks, jumps, relentless strikes. He pushes through bodies and steel, following the message Young-ju sent him. The documents are there. Inside the car crusher, the machine starts to move, Metal groans. Death inches closer. With seconds left, Yunxiong dives forward, tearing the files free, escaping just before the press slams down. He turns, searches, and finds him. Young Ju lies on the ground, broken, barely breathing. Yunxiong kneels, holding him as life slips away. Through blood and tears, young Ju whispers his last words. "Forgive, my father." His eyes fade. The scrapyard falls silent again, but nothing will ever be the same. Truth has been pulled from the jaws of destruction and paid for in blood. On the escape boat, Jin Pyo waits for Choi Seon, not as a ghost of the past, but as punishment. A lifetime of revenge culminates. Jin Pyo kills him, not in anger, but with the hollow gaze of a man who doesn't know how to live without hatred. Yunxiong faces his father. His voice trembles not from fear, but truth. He tells him clearly that he has innocent blood on his hands, that he himself will not become a killer. He will not kill President Choi Yung-chan because he finally knows who he truly is. A man with faults, yet a leader who cares for his people. Yunxiong chooses what Jin Pyo never could, to break the cycle of revenge. Kim Nana speaks with Yunxiong's mother. Through simple conversation, the truth emerges. The man Yunxiong loves is the son of President Choi Yung-chan. The shock doesn't change her feelings, it only deepens them. The funeral of prosecutor Young Ju is held in deep sorrow. A man who fought to the very end for truth has died unjustly. The absence weighs heavier than many presences. After the prosecutor's death, President Cheon demands answers from his colleague. What did Young Ju uncover? A name, a file, a truth never meant to surface. President Cheon freezes. Yoon Seong. The realization hits hard. The city hunter is his son. Yoon Seong searches desperately for the book containing the illegal funds. President Choi Yung enters, silent, steady, with a trace of concern. Seeing him hold the book, Yoon Seong pauses, unsure if this is a threat or something else. "Is this what you were looking for?" the president asks, handing it over. The tension is thick, but then, with undeniable tenderness, he adds, "I'm sorry, for the way you were raised, for the absence, for everything." Yoon Seong finally sees the man who gave him life, not only as a president and leader, but as a father who cares, acknowledges his mistakes, and strives to make them right. Yoon Seong makes his move. He sends the evidence to the media, proof that President Cheon led the 1983 operation, where soldiers died by their own country's fire. More files follow. Bribes, hidden deals, laws bought, the truth breaks free. Jin Pyo makes his final move. He enters driven only by revenge, and then Yoon Seong appears. They face each other, father and son, hatred and love colliding. Broken but unshaken, Yoon Seong speaks. His voice trembles yet holds. "Think, just once, about me. Could I live after killing my own father? After seeing the woman I love aim a gun at me? After shooting the man who lost his leg to save my life?" Tears fill his eyes. Slowly, he raises the gun to his head. Kim Nana's heart shatters. Fear turns to action. "Stop! Put the gun down! Now!" She faces Jin Pyo, steady, brave, aching. "That's enough. It ends here." Jin Pyo freezes, torn between truth and revenge. For a moment, he wavers. Then, President Choi pushes Nana aside to protect his son. A gunshot. Yoon Seong steps forward and takes the bullet. He falls, shielding his father with his own body. Kim Nana screams, fires at Jin Pyo. Jin Pyo stands with his gun aimed at Yoon Seong. Breathing hard, exhausted, he confesses he is the city hunter. He takes all the blame. Then, he empties the gun. Raises it, again, empty. He's done killing. Facing the bodyguards, exposed, accepting his fate. Gunshots echo. Jin Pyo falls. In his final moment, he reaches out. Yoon Seong takes his hand. No words, just a father letting go. This time, he chose not hate. Later, Yoon Seong's mother prepares to leave for America. Sik Jung stays by her side, new beginnings ahead. Elsewhere, Kim Nana walks alone, suitcase in hand. Then, Yoon Seong appears behind her, alive, smiling. She turns, freezes, smiles back. No words, just relief, just love. At last, they begin again, together. Their smiles remain. Love, hope, life. Like and subscribe for the next adventure.